Hi everyone, Sam Wenzel from Sam's Woodland Tours here, and today I'm talking to you about fire pits. Now everyone's familiar with the circular fire pits sunk into the ground or on top with the rocks around them, but I want to talk to you guys about what I refer to as a fireplace or hearth method of building a fire pit. So if you could, I'm just going to get you to come in with the camera there for a second. Get a nice good view of this. So what we have here is when we chose our site, we didn't really have to dig down that far. We just decided to scrape the top layer off, also known as the duff. And that's the dry stuff that's really more flammable, the dead leaves and the bark and that sort of thing. And we put down some flat rocks. Now it's important anytime you're building any kind of fireplace using natural rocks rather than concrete blocks or anything like that, you do a little research and you make sure you're using rocks that are not known to explode when being heated up. Even if it takes a long time, you don't want the stuff that's going to really explode right away, and it's important to not use stuff that's wet, and you don't want to get it wet. No one likes hot rock shrapnel flying through the air. The next thing we did was we took a little bit of sand. Now, that step is not completely necessary, but it is kind of nice. It adds a little bit more stability. Foundation. Sand is great for heat retention, and it also adds a little bit more protection between the fire and the ground. So things like embers don't slip down in between the rocks. So really, with this particular design, we only really need 3 sides. So we've got the 2 sides, as you can see, that are a little bit lower than the back, and we have the back, which is higher than the two sides. The reason why this is higher is it's acting as a chimney. So you notice how the fire is, we try and have that back in the back of the pit. And you'll see how the smoke, I don't know if that's showing up on the camera, there's a bit of smoke and the flame is just going up. I'm not getting any smoke in my face. It's not, for the most part, every once in a while there's a little gust and it'll move it around a little bit. But that smoke isn't going around all over the place and ending up in everyone's faces. The reason for that is because with the side walls in the back, we have, with this opening in the front, we have a draft. So the air really only has one place to come in from. It's not going down per se, it's just coming in from the side and the front. And goes in, fire needs oxygen to burn, so it gets burnt up and then it's going straight up, the heat, the smoke. So that's great, and it's a really efficient way of having the fire. And it gets really hot really fast, gets a nice bed of coals really fast because of this. So it's a really efficient way to build a fire. And yeah, so to get the same amount of heat that is required to cook, you don't really need to take that long. It doesn't take that long. And with the way the fire pit is, where it's kind of small and easily contained, it's a little bit safer because you don't have this big fire. You got a little one going on and it's contained within the walls and on top of the sand. And we also have the option of, well, in order to cook, you don't need a huge fire. And here's why. We have the sides nice and low, so it's really easy to set a grill on it. So when you're building it, you want to keep in mind what you're going to use it for. Can you put a grill on it? Do you have a grill? And how that would lay on yours. So when you build yours, take that into consideration. If you build one, I should say. Another great thing about the front not really having a big rock wall is it's easy to feed. You can just put it in from the front, the wood, the fuel that you're using. And with the grill, this can also act as a barbecue. So if you just want to use coals, you can use charcoal briquettes, or you can use the coals from the fire. If you don't make it too big, it's pretty easy to set a tripod over. So if you're looking to hang a Dutch oven or any other kind of pots, kettles, right over the fire, you can have it so that would fit around it. And I don't know if I mentioned this yet, I probably have, but I'll mention it again with the nice small area that this takes up and the rocks. You don't need as big a fire to get enough heat for you to cook. It's pretty easy to build it up with the draft. And it's also contained, so you don't end up with this massive bonfire to achieve what you're looking for. So in times where there's a burning ban, well, obviously you don't want to have a fire in the burning ban, but you don't want a big fire where it's a little bit drier. That's also nice. In the front, you notice this big flat rock. We just added this today. We're using it as a hearth. So if you need to do a little food prep, or if you're working on a project in front of the fire, you have this flat rock. Also, you can take pots and pans off and set it on top. A little bit of a warming station, but also if you're looking for something to set it on to cool, that's a nice little thing to add. So, like I said, I really enjoy the round fire pits, but this one's really starting to grow on me. So if you're looking at building a fire pit in your own backyard, or any place where you go camping, and you have access to and the ability to do this, this is just another fire lay or fire pit design that you can take into consideration. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please click like and subscribe, comment down below. In the meantime, I'm going to keep feeding this and do a little cooking tonight. But until next time, thanks for watching.